Hey guys, it's Paul. Hope you guys are doing well. In this video, I want to share with you a thought that came to my mind the other night. I was actually very high and this came to my mind. I want to share with you guys. You do what you don't want to do in order to do what you do want to do. Now let me repeat that. You do what you don't want to do. That way you can do what you do want to do. In life, you have many options. You have the path of least resistance and the path of great resistance, right? And a lot of times the path with great resistance will lead to great results, and the path to least resistance will lead to the least results. Whenever you take the path of least resistance, you are telling yourself that you don't want the great results. And then whenever you're taking the path of great resistance, you're telling yourself you do not want the little results, you want the great results. And it's like kind of like fapping, like no Fap November. By the way, I felt that shit. It's kind of like that, you know, you like it at the moment, but in reality is you don't really like it. Like you just kind of feel shitty afterwards. That's what I'm talking about. Whenever you choose that path of least resistance, you kind of feel shitty afterwards. Even though it feels nice during the situation, you feel a little shitty afterwards because you know you wasted your time, or because you know you could have been doing something better. Or whenever you have a cheat meal, or whenever you eat a bunch of garbage, you feel a little shitty afterwards. But whenever you choose the path of greater resistance, you feel fucking awesome. You might feel shitty during the situation because you have to use your willpower and your resources, and you have to really make sacrifices and stop doing all the stuff that's instant gratification, but just like focus in on whatever you're doing that's productive, and that's going to lead to good results and a good life and, you know, good positive effects on you. You might not actually like doing the situation. You might not like taking that action, but you do like it because it's getting you closer. You know what I mean? And when, especially when you get those results, you love it. You love it. You absolutely love it. So I want you to understand that you are doing what you don't want to do because you made that choice. You're always making a choice. And whenever you choose the path of least resistance, you made that choice too. You know what I mean? So you always have a choice, greater resistance or less resistance. And they have inverse results. Path of least resistance will get you the least results, but the fastest amount of gratification or the fastest amount of results. For example, if you're employed, if you're working for a boss you don't like and you hate the job, you get that easy money. You get it fast, you get it quick, and you get it consistently, you can get it steady. But you also don't like the job, right? But when on the flip side, when you go the route of greater resistance, maybe you start your own business or something, you don't have consistent income. You're doing this all on your own, and it's very hard because you don't know exactly what you're doing. Nobody's telling you what to do. You just kind of have to figure it out on the way, and you're gonna make mistakes. It's very hard, and sometimes you might lose money, and you don't get any return on investment. The actual pleasure of it is actually not that great. The path of greater resistance, you don't get as much pleasure. But if you think about it more, you actually are doing that because you want to experience the most pleasure afterwards, or like as a result of it, as a result of you having a successful business. The pleasure that you will receive is so much more than the tiny little, little flashes of pleasure whenever you go the path of least resistance. The path of least resistance gets you fast pleasure, but in the end, you don't really like it. You don't really like the results that it brings. You don't really enjoy it. But the path of great resistance, you don't really enjoy the process of it, and you don't actually get that much pleasure from it. But the results of it, or the progress of it is a lot higher satisfaction, or a lot more pleasure, a lot more growth, a lot more opportunity. And this is only for the initial phase. Sometimes when you become more successful, when you scale up, when you have more leverage, you actually do what you want to do, so that way you can keep doing what you want to do. And then the things that you don't want to do, you get other people to do that for you. You're not doing this for anybody else. You're doing this for yourself, and you're doing it because you care. And so I hope that made sense. You do what you don't want to do, so that way you can do what you do want to do. To anybody that's on their journey, whatever journey that is, I want you to be aware and accept that this is your reason for doing it. Like, you have a choice. You don't have to do it. You can always choose the path of least resistance, but you have to accept the fact that the results are going to be pretty mediocre. If you put in least resistance, you're not going to get that much result. Okay? So understand that whenever you're making that decision in every single given moment, You are accepting the fate that will happen, the outcome that will happen. So it's up for you to decide. Path of great resistance versus path of least resistance. You always have a choice. So I hope this video interested you guys. I hope you guys like this video. It's a little bit more philosophical, not usually my content type. But if you guys like this video, give it a like button, hit the subscribe if you guys haven't, and hit the little notification bell. Leave any comments if you guys have any comments, and follow me on Instagram. I'll see you guys in the next video.